Now, an Emeritus Newsbrief, I'm Lynn Houston. A late Friday night meeting brings passage of a health reform bill in the House Energy and Commerce Committee. The measure provides a compromise between Democratic blue dogs and liberals over costs and mandates. Insurance companies will no longer be able to discriminate on the basis of pre-existing conditions or drop coverage for those who become seriously ill. Insurers will no longer be able to discriminate on the basis of gender or selectively refuse to renew coverage. And they'll be required to fully cover regular checkups and preventive care without cost sharing, and abide by limits on how much they can charge for out-of-pocket expenses. The measure also gives patients the right to keep their current coverage, a health insurance exchange where individuals and small businesses can pick from other private plans or from a public option. Employers who currently don't offer coverage can choose to cover their workers or pay a penalty. There are exemptions for some small businesses. All individuals would be required to get coverage. Medicaid would be expanded, as would subsidies to help individuals pay for their coverage. More on the Emeritus News healthcare page. President Obama, in his weekend address, says most recent stats on the economy show encouragement, but more work is needed to stop job losses.
This and the other difficult but important steps that we've taken over the last 6 months have helped put the brakes on this recession. We took unprecedented action to stem the spread of foreclosures by helping responsible homeowners stay in their homes and pay their mortgages. We helped to revive the credit markets and open up loans for families and small businesses. And we enacted a Recovery Act that puts tax cuts directly into the pockets of middle-class families and small businesses, extended unemployment insurance and health insurance for folks who have lost their jobs, provided relief to struggling states to prevent layoffs of teachers and police officers, and made investments that are putting people back to work, rebuilding and renovating roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals. Now, I realize that none of this is much comfort for Americans who are still out of work or struggling to make ends meet. And when we receive our monthly job report next week, it's likely to show that we are continuing to lose far too many jobs in this country. As far as I'm concerned, we will not have a recovery as long as we keep losing jobs. And I won't rest until every American who wants a job can find one. But history shows that you need to have economic growth before you have job growth. And the report yesterday on our economy is an important sign that we're headed in the right direction. Business investment, which had been plummeting in the past few months, is showing signs of stabilizing. This means that eventually businesses will start growing and hiring again. And that's when it will really feel like a recovery to the American people.
You can see the entire address on the Emeritus News channel following this news brief. The FDIC closing down and selling off 12 banks in 7 days as more problem banks fail. It's the largest number of failed bank takeovers in a 7-day period since the recession began in December of 2007. The latest banks to fail include Mutual Bank of Harvey, Illinois, First Bank Americano of Elizabeth, New Jersey, People's Community Bank of Westchester, Ohio, Integrity Bank of Jupiter, Florida, and the First State Bank of Aldous, Oklahoma. More on the Emeritus News Financial Pensions page. Honda recalling 440,000 cars due to a problem with steering wheel airbags. The inflators on the airbags can send metal fragments through the bags and seriously injure drivers and passengers. One death already blamed on that problem. Dates and models involved on the Emeritus News consumer page. The latest on the biggest issues and public policy at emeritusnews.com and on the Emeritus News channel on livestream.com. That's an Emeritus News Brief. I'm Lynn Houston.